Good evening. There's an uneasy calm on the streets of Logan after a third day of fierce interracial clashes. Police were forced to place themselves between feuding Aborigines and Pacific Islanders who'd armed themselves with whatever they could. Jessica Ross is in Logan tonight. And Jess, what is the situation there now?
Well, Georgie, while it was calm this morning, we have just received some pictures from this afternoon where there has been more trouble brewing. One man has been arrested. Another 5 men were questioned by police. Police maintaining that strong presence there at Douglas Street, which really has become a battleground over the past few days. The two warring groups have been sniping at each other, but we haven't seen anything like we saw last night, where the situation really went from bad to worse. A feud between two families tearing a community apart. In this turf war, they've been arming themselves with whatever they can find. Police caught in the middle, some unarmed, including Logan's top cop. At times they were outnumbered and nearly outmatched. The Indigenous communities still mourning the loss of local teen Jackson Doolan, who was hit by a train last month. Despite repeated assurances by police that his death was an accident, Pacific Islanders are being blamed. Jackson's mother taking part in last night's clashes, her anguish clear.
I'm trying to get her back!
Police managed to defuse the situation without drawing any weapons and with no arrests.
Quite admirable under the circumstances. As I said, the last thing we want is for those two groups to get together, and it would have escalated from there.
They formed a blockade.
All right, if you have any dramas here, get straight on the radio.
It remained in place this morning. While community leaders are calling for calm, neither group is accepting blame.
We're not the ones that are doing anything. We're only there to protect the home and the kids and the people that are in it. The boys are only responding every time they keep taunting the boys.
The safety of our families is number one. So at the moment, no.
Not backing down.
No.
You see more of this happening because it won't stop.
The community as a whole hopes he's wrong. Georgie, certainly no one wants to see a repeat of what we've seen over the past few days.
Not at all. We are heading into a fourth night of tension in Logan. Jess, what is in place to keep the peace tonight?
Well, police are maintaining their strong presence, and they will remain there until they are absolutely confident that the situation is under control. But, of course, today we've seen the political fallout from all of this. The state government has been criticised over police numbers. There's been talk of a summit to try and bring the community leaders together to work on a solution. And today we also heard from the residents who haven't been involved in these clashes but still deeply affected. Wayne and Sally Archer weren't home when their front yard became an armoury. Their fence palings, the weapons.
A little bit horrified because I looked on the news and that's my house.
Just a little bit annoyed, that's all.
Their neighbours are furious over the ongoing trouble in their street. Jackie Adams now protects her home with a pick.
And I'll use it if they jump my fence. I am ashamed to be part of my race.
You can't even walk out your back door unless you get stabbed or robbed.
They want to move out, but the Premier has troublemakers in his sights. He says the state government will consider relocating some of those involved.
There will be a response that actually deals with the underlying causes as well as the inappropriate behaviour we're seeing.
Specialist officers from Brisbane had to be sent in to bolster numbers. More police have been promised for the region, but they haven't even started training.
The extra 100 officers have to go through the academy process. We identified that previously.
Police have also defended the lack of arrests, saying it would have only inflamed the situation.
Arrest for police is always a last option.
Meanwhile, the Mayor is organising a summit to prevent the city's reputation from sliding further.
This is a shameful look and it's brought our city into disrepute.
More violent scenes won't help. And Georgie, what also isn't helping is the inflammatory comments that have been made on social media. One of those from an MP, federal MP Andrew Laming, who represents the electorate of Bowman. He also covers the portfolio of Indigenous health, but he came out last night on Twitter and said that mobs tearing up Logan, did any of them do a day's work today, or was it business as usual and welfare on tap? He clearly had some reservations, some second thoughts over those comments today, and printed what we describe as a clarification on Twitter. He said, to clarify, working together to resolve these riots is the priority. Training and a chance for jobs are key. But needless to say, those comments have prompted a backlash from the community, and here's a bit of a reaction to what the minister said, the MP said.
There's a lot of disgust. There's a lot of things you can't say on camera about this fella.
We should all be very cautious until we know the full facts of what's occurred.
And you have Mr Laming, a Parliamentary Secretary for Indigenous Health, seeking to inflame it. It is disgraceful.
Are you alleging there's a racial...
Now, we made some attempts to contact Mr Laming today, both by email and phone, but he provided no response to us. Clearly, Georgie, he's happy to let his tweets do the talking.
I think so. Thank you, Jess. We'll keep across this story. Reporter Jessica Ross there in Logan.